My brother is broke and wants me to buy him a house. My brother is a lot older than me and in the last 20 years has lived in a fully owned 4-bedroom house. Then after divorce, several different huge rented houses, multiple foreign holidays per year, driving Audi, Mercedes grade cars. He owned his own business and seemed to be doing really well. I can honestly say that I didn't have a shred of jealousy, envy, resentment while I lived in small 2- and 3-bed houses in a poor area. Maybe camping or a very cheap holiday once per year. We saved up for 2 years to go to Greece one time. I was happy with what I had, which I want to be super clear about, was a perfectly normal standard of living with my family and own children. I was pleased for him when he told me about where he was going on holiday, went to visit him often in these houses and told him how great they were. Super proud of him, looked up to him, all the rest that he was doing so well. Last week he told me that he's massively in personal debt and business debt and will be homeless in around 1 month's time. This has happened at a very odd time. I landed an amazing job 6 years ago and through a combination of luck, years of hard work and intelligence was promoted to a very high level where I am now going to receive, for me, life-changing quantities of restricted stock unit. You can now probably figure out what I'm doing. I still live in a very small house, but my wife and I aspire to a place by the sea where we can walk the dog, and I have children to send to university and set up in their own lives in the current cost of living crisis. He asked that I use the money that I will be receiving to buy him a nice house. I would keep the ownership so it would be an investment for me and he would pay rent. Now we are at the off my chest part. There is no way I am using this life-changing money to continue a lifestyle for someone else that was far in excess of what I had, and at the cost of that kind of life for myself and my children. I told him I can pay rent on a flat for 3 months so he isn't homeless, but I am not buying him a house to live in. I'm not investing in property, and if I did, there is no way I would rent to my family. What a mess. Would I evict him if he stopped paying rent? Maybe I feel guilty. Maybe I need strangers on the internet to validate me or tell me I'm wrong. I just need to get this off my chest, and I can't really talk to my other family about it because that would mean disclosing my restricted stock units, and then everyone would know I had money now. For me, I plan to keep my costs within my means. I know this job could go away at any point really, so I must save while I can.
Here are the top comments, plus Opie's reply.
It's crazy that he even suggested you buy him a house. You've made a very generous offer to help him find a flat and pay rent.
Do not pay for anything, including his rent. Do not enable his behavior. He knew his situation and still chose to increase his debt over time with no plan to do anything about it. And now the plan is for someone else to cover him. He needs to learn to live within his means. This is not your responsibility.
OP replied,
Thanks, I needed to hear that. I made the offer so I won't go back on it, but that's it.
What did he do with his money? Where was he when you were poor and he was living large? It seems he squandered his money away by living far above his means and now expects others to sacrifice to support him. Your offer is more generous than he deserves, to be quite honest. If he had fallen on hard times because due to things out of his control, that might be different, but it would seem he's the only one to blame for his situation.
OP replied,
He doesn't expect me to sacrifice my future, and he would upset to realize that is what he imply. So I didn't lay it out like I did in the post. I said no to buying a house and offered to help with rent. He's not thinking clearly, in my opinion, just panicking at the situation and trying to find a way out. If that suggestion comes back, I will be clear about it.